everyone, Meru here. Welcome back to another Monday blog, if this is even considered a blog. Chats with Meru, I don't know. I went out yesterday with some friends to say goodbye to a friend who's going back to his house. We got a little... That's the best way to put it. We're mostly just playing board games. We played like Hughes and Q's or some shit like that. I failed at it miserably. And then we played Clue, which I won the first one. Barely, but I won it. I was lost halfway through because I hadn't played Clue in years. So I didn't know what was going on until like halfway through the game, and then I'm like, oh, I have to pay attention to things. So I was just like dozing off. I was like paying attention to like the music videos that were playing on the TV, and they're like, oh, it's your turn, and I'm like, oh shit, what was I doing? What do I gotta do? For like half the game, and then I'm like, oh wait, I'm stupid, I got it, I know who did it, I know with what, I just don't know where. And then I was just jumping from room to room, I knew who did it and with what, so I could narrow that down to the where to try to find it. And then I got lucky, and I, like, on my second try, I got to the room that it was. Then I'm like, hey, I got it, I won. And then we played a second time, and I didn't win that time. My friend B did. It was a fun game though. We had some pizza, we hung out, we listened to some music. It was fun. But I didn't expect for us to stay out that late. I didn't want to stay out that late because I was tired and I wanted to rest. I got home at 1 in the morning, like 1:20 in the morning. And when I was invited to go out, I said yes, because it was like 6. It was like 6 when they invited me. I didn't think we were going to be there until, fucking midnight. I thought I was going to be there for a couple hours. I didn't know what we were doing. They were like, hey, you want to hang out? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I didn't think we were going to go so far away, because I can't drive, because, put a pin on that, my car is broken. I'll say why. It's just wait for it. So they came to pick me up, and I'm like, okay, I don't know where we're going or whatever, but, we can hang out for a bit. For a bit. That was not a bit. I was kind of tired. Like, I don't usually like to be a buzzkill when I'm around other people, because, like, I already have enough trouble making friends. I don't want to, make the only friends that I have angry at me, because I have a lot of issues, and so I try to be on my best behavior when I'm around friends, mostly because I don't want them to hate me. I don't want people to hate me, because I don't want people to hate me. I barely have any friends, and the ones that I do have, I really care for, so I don't want them to hate me. So I'm just always like, oh, like, yeah, no big deal. I don't want to be a buzzkill, and I also don't want to seem entitled or, or mean. Because I'm not. I'm just socially awkward, and I don't know what I'm doing, because I don't understand social cues. I don't understand social cues. So I try my best to kind of guess and kind of figure it out. So I was just there. I was exhausted. By like 10 p.m., I'm like, I kind of want to go home. But like, no one's, everyone, we're still playing a game. We just ate some pizza, I don't think they want to leave yet. So I was like, I'm kind of tired. Like, I'm falling asleep. Like, kind of giving hints that I'm tired and I want to go home. Because I thought that the person who came to pick me up was also taking me home, but no one was saying anything. And then everyone's like, yeah, we're going home. And I'm like, is anyone... Like, I was a little bit too, like, mentally crippled at the moment to make decisions. And if anything, I could have chosen an Uber. But the thing is, I am a very weak-looking, female-presenting human. And that makes it really dangerous for me to be out alone at night. So I didn't want to take an Uber, because I could be raped, murdered, trafficked, and or all three. Because, like, that's just the fear that women have in general. And while I don't consider myself a woman, I look like a woman. I am female presenting most of the time. And I was wearing like a cute shirt. And like I wouldn't mean like if like a traffic or whatever had the chance to just see me by myself, what the fuck am I gonna do about it? Nothing. You know, I've heard a lot of stuff with like Uber that, you know, and I don't want to be involved in that. So, you know, I ended up bothering a friend, and it just kind of made me a little sad because like I could tell he was tired, like I was tired. We all just wanted to go home, and like it's just I don't like spontaneous events. Like I'd like to plan things out before and after. And I just, you know, I like to keep things consistent, because if not, it gives me anxiety, because like, oh, what am I going to do? What's going to happen? What's this and that? It's just, you know, you don't want to, like, I'm the kind of person that doesn't like to be a bother to other people. Like, I hate it. Like, I'm very independent, mostly because, like, if I'm going to bother anyone, it's going to be me. But, like, I couldn't drive anywhere because my car is broken. What I mean by my car is broken, it's not the car itself. Because on Friday, I woke up to go to work. I woke up at 5:30. I go to my car. And it's the past couple of days in the morning, it's been a bit cold. So, like, I had my jacket on, but when I go outside, it's warm. It's not cold at all. But I go to my car, and then I see it's really dark, because it's 5:30 in the morning. Like, my window in my car, it's kind of like, it looks like ice. You know, like the, like, starch, like, just like when it falls, sometimes when it's really cold, and it kind of looks like broken glass. So, like, I saw it, and I'm like, I was half asleep. It's 5:30 in the morning, you can't see shit, so I was like, oh, it's probably just ice. And I get into my car, and I wipe the thing, and I'm like, wow, it's weird how that's the only window, that, like, these two windows are the only ones, because it's, like, the driver one, and then the one behind the driver. These two windows are the only ones that are, you know, like that. And then, like, I turn on the lights, and I kind of stare, and I'm like, I'm gonna check if I can, like, clean it. And, like, I touch my hand, and I feel it's glass. It's broken glass. And I'm like, and I look at the window, and there's holes in my window from, like, an impact. Like, it's an impact shatter. There's, like, a little hole, and then there's impact. And I'm like, someone shut up my car. So I told my mom, and then I'm like, I had to call out of work because both windows just completely shattered, but they're still in place. And I'm like, if I move this car, just one of the bumps that I have to go over in my neighborhood is gonna make those windows fall. And those are gonna fall on me. Because there were some on the seat. There were some all over the seats. There was glass all over the seats. And I'm just like, I can't go to work because, like, my car, I literally can't use my car. I have to report this, you know, because someone shot up my car, and I don't really know who it could be. So I text my manager, like, hey, I have an emergency. I sent her pictures. Look, someone shot up my car. I have to figure out, you know, I have to deal with this right now. So I do that. I tell my mom, you know, and she's like, oh, okay. And then, like, I was talking to my friends, and they're like, oh, just report it. Call 911 and report it. So I did. I called 911. The police comes over, and then he starts checking on my car. He's like, oh, did you, by now it's, like, maybe, like, 8 in the morning, 8:30. And the police is just like, oh, did you see any bullets or anything? I'm like, no, I didn't. It was, when I saw it was night. I didn't really see anything. And then he's like, oh, okay. And then he's like looking, he's like, oh, I found one. Open that door. So, like, my back door passing, like, behind the passenger. I opened that, and he takes out, like, this tiny little, like, ball. And he's like, yeah, it was a BB gun. It's from a BB gun. And he's like, when was the last time you saw your car? And I'm like, last night. Like, I got home from work at, like, 2:30, my car was fine, and then my mom got home around 4, the car was fine, you know, nothing happened, and then I woke up this morning, and my car was shot, you know, and he's like, oh, do you have any enemies or anything? I'm like, sir, I barely have any friends, I don't really have enemies, at least not that I think so, not that I could think of, like, I get anxious to comment something nice on a TikTok. Like, just to write something, oh, wow, you're so pretty, or wow, your cosplay is so nice, or just like, wow, this is like a very good video. I can't, like, sometimes I can, because I get anxious to make a nice comment online. That's how socially awkward I am, and how socially anxious I get. Because it's hard for me to even comment online. I've never written a hate comment, ever. If there's a video I don't like, I just don't watch it. I just either block it, ignore it, or just move on. I'm not like, oh my god, how dare you. I just move on. Like, it's none of my business what people do with their lives. If I don't like what they're doing, it's not my problem. I don't have to witness it. If I don't like what someone's doing, I just block it. I'm just like, I don't want to see this content. Not for me. Whatever. That's what I do. I don't go to people's comment section and talk shit about them just because I don't like what they're doing. It's none of my business what you do with your life, sweetheart. Let other people do whatever the fuck they want with their lives. It's none of your problem. Like, if you don't like what someone's doing, unless it's something illegal, you know, something that's damaging other people, and it's illegal, you shouldn't really give a shit about what people are doing. Like, I don't give a fuck. And you shouldn't either. So, like, I'm just like, sir, I don't have enemies. I don't really know anyone that would want to cause me harm other than myself. And I don't own a gun. And I probably never will, because I like swords. I'm a sword person. I like swords, not guns. Guns are overrated and loud. Swords are fancy and elegant and quiet and beautiful, and they're just pretty. They're just aesthetically pleasing. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll write your case number, whatever, here's the case. And I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I called my insurance, and then they're like, yeah, no, you don't have full cover on your car, so we can't help you. And I'm like, all right. I called up a bunch of places to see who could fix my fucking car. $650 to fix my car for something I didn't do. And I can't, and like, I'm trying to build a PC, which is why I started working at the Dunkin' Donuts, because I wanted a lot of money very quickly, instead of working at a Pizza Hut for 3 days only, because I could only do those hours because my body was literally breaking apart. If I took more hours, I would die in that job, and I'm not gonna do that. If I'm gonna die, it's not gonna be at a fucking Pizza Hut. So I ended up quitting, mostly because, like, you know, the manager was a piece of shit who didn't understand that I literally passed out on his floor. And he still wanted me to work. So I went to Dunkin' Donuts and I started. It's my first week. Yesterday was the first week. And if it wasn't for my car getting shot on Friday, I wouldn't have had a break until Wednesday that I knew of. I probably had to work 2, maybe 3 weeks straight with no break, while the manager takes 2 days off every week. It's not my problem that you don't have people to work for you. What would you have done if I hadn't, you know, applied for this job? Were you gonna let those other two girls work by themselves for 2 weeks straight? Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get why fast food, they treat their workers like absolute shit. But then when they need you, they need you. You know, it's like, they don't want you to leave them, but they also don't want to treat you like a human being. Which is what's the funniest shit. It's the funniest fucking shit. Because they're like, oh yeah, no, we need you. We need, like, oh wow, you're such a good worker, but then you treat me like an animal. Like, how do you expect me to respect you when you don't respect me? This bitch called me today being like, oh, I need you to do the videos. And I'm like, so you're giving me homework that you're not going to pay me for. I was like, I'm pretty sure that I'm not allowed to do those things at home. I need to be on the clock when I do those videos. Little university shit that they show you at the beginning of every job, or the beginning of the majority of jobs, you have to do like some video guides or whatever. Those shits. Every single job I've had, I'd be like, hey, can I do these at home? And they're like, no, you have to do them on the clock. It's illegal if you do it at home. And I'm like, all right. But now this bitch wants me to do them at home as homework. Bitch, I didn't even do my school homework. You think I'm gonna do my work homework? No. If you're not paying me for it, I'm not gonna give a shit about it, okay? I don't care if you get penalized, I don't give a fuck. You're not paying me for it, so I'm not gonna do it. I don't get paid enough to give a fuck about the place, okay? The moment I clock out, the business is not my business. It's yours. You're the manager. You get paid to give a shit. I don't. I get paid to clock in, do my job, clock out, and fuck off. That's what I get paid for. I don't get paid to be called at whatever hour you want for me to do your bidding. No. I'm not your slave. I go in, I clock in, I do my job to the best of my ability because I'm a good worker. I like being useful. I like to keep myself busy because otherwise my brain causes me to want to self-destruct. So I like to keep busy. I like to do things constantly. Moving around, doing things, cleaning, stocking, organizing, doing things, because I hate not doing something. I hate just being there not doing something, unless I'm home and I'm watching TV. And even then I'm like, if I'm watching TV, I'm also on my phone, or I'm playing a video game while watching TV. Like, I can't just do one, I can't just stand around, because that's TikTok song is like, every time I think I take 10 damage, and every thought I have makes me want to die. That's it. That's my mentality 24/7. If I am allowed to have a single thought, I have physical pain. So I need to constantly be doing something to forget that I exist. You know, you get it? That's just in general. So like when I'm at work and you're paying, like I'm on the clock, I will do your bidding. Like, you want me to clean? I'll clean. You want me to do prep? I'll prep. You want me to fucking lick the floor to clean it? I'll lick the floor and clean it. I don't give a fuck. You're paying me for those hours. You're paying me to be there and do my job. I'll be there. I'm always on time. I always do what I'm told. I'm respectful to everyone. I might sometimes come off as a little rude, but that's because I'm neurodivergent and I don't understand social cues. And I'm just a sassy bitch because that's how I was raised. My grandpa's a sassy motherfucker. He's a sarcastic and sassy man who just does and says whatever the fuck he wants. He's very nice. He's like the nicest man you'll ever meet and the most understanding man you'll ever meet. But he is very blunt. Like, he does not hold things back. He doesn't sugarcoat shit. He tells you things like they are. He doesn't care about feelings. He's just like, that's the truth. That's how things are. You know, if you need comfort, I'll give you comfort, but that's just how things are. Like, he's a very straightforward man, and I love him for that. But, like, so am I. I am very much like him, because he's my father figure. He's basically, I call him papi, which basically means daddy in English, which sounds weird, but that's only because, like, Gen Z made it sound, or what millennials made it sound weird. You know, that, daddy, no, you know. I call him papi because he was like my dad. He was my dad figure, you know. So, like, every, like, thing that I have like, father figure I've ever had is my grandpa, not my dad. Just my grandpa. He's always been there for me. He's my father figure. So I am a lot like him. I don't hold shit back. I am very blunt. And sometimes it makes me sound rude. Not because I am, but simply because I don't know how to be anything else. I'm very blunt. I don't like sugarcoating shit. I don't know why, I just don't. What's the point in having a white lie? Just say the truth. Just fucking say it. And I get in trouble for this because I'm honest. I'm extremely honest. And I'm not afraid to talk back to people. That includes my own mom. And which is something weird that you probably be like, oh, you're Hispanic, and, you know, you talk back to your mom. But my mom's a Capricorn, okay? She's a Capricorn, almost in the cusp of what comes after. I'm too high right now. But my mom, she's very chill. Like, my mom, as long as you explain her, as long as you give her a good reasoning, she's not gonna care. And also, my mom has a lot of water in her chart. So she, even though she's a Capricorn, she's also very with the flow kind of person. She goes by what other people tell her to do. Well, because she has a lot of water signs. I think her moon sign's on Aquarius, which says a lot. But she's like my mom. As long as I sit down with her and I tell her things, she understands me. But I'm extremely blunt with my mother. I'm extreme, like, I tell her shit like it is, and we do have fights over things because my mom sometimes doesn't understand what I mean. And I am a stubborn bitch because I'm a Sun Taurus, Moon Virgo, Rising Sagittarius. Okay? I am just a ball of stubbornness that is not gonna move there. I am a wall. I am an unmovable wall that meets an unstoppable force. I am both at the same time. I am both. I'm an unstoppable force and an unmoving object. I'm just right there in the middle. Speck in the middle of that shit. So I don't like being bossed around when I know what I'm doing. Like, if I don't ask you to help me out, I probably don't need your help. Like, I could probably figure it out myself. Like, I've worked at Dunkin's before. I know how to do everything. There's a bunch of new food and a bunch of new coffees and stuff, but if I don't ask you about it, it's because I don't need your help. I know how to clean things. I know that I have to maintain things clean. You literally just saw me clean the table. How are you telling me, remember to clean when you're free? Like, remember to clean things after you finish. I'm like, I literally just cleaned the table. What do you mean? You literally just saw me using the things, preparing a coffee, and cleaning right after. What do you mean? Why are you telling me this? You literally just saw me do it. Do I look stupid? Like, I know I'm neurodivergent. I know I have learning disabilities, but I'm not stupid. I know I look like I'm stupid because I'm kind of like dozing off 24/7 because I have a lot of problems. But that does not mean I'm stupid. I know what I'm doing. That's why you hired me, because I have experience. It's my first week and I've been left alone. I was left alone for an hour on my third day. My third day of working there, I was left alone for a whole hour with no one else but me. Well, the system was broken. I had to take care of the front and drive-through by myself for an hour with only one cash register. Only one. So I had to take both front and drive-through in one thing because the other one in the front was broken. So I had to one order. I got to take one person, do the order, cash them out. One person, do the order, cash them out back there, while another person was watching me do shit. It's like, there's a limit, bro. There's a limit to how much a person can do. And like, yes, I can do it once. But if you put me to do that shit every day, I swear to God, like, the moment that I am able to, I will quit on your face. Like people just think that I'm an animal because I'm nice. They can push me around, but I'm tired of being pushed around. Like, what makes managers think that you can just tell people what to do constantly? Like, no. If you're not paying me to do something, I'm not gonna fucking do it. You know, I'm not gonna give a shit. This bitch literally asked me, because I went, like, on Saturday, since I can't use my car, my mom was gonna drive me to and from work, because she doesn't work on weekends. So, on Saturday, 30 minutes before my shift starts, which I was home chilling, because I live 10 minutes away from my job, so I didn't have to leave for, like, another 10 minutes. So I was just chilling on my phone, and she calls me, she's like, oh, are you coming today? And I'm like, yeah, I told you yesterday that I'd be coming. But I do need Monday off because that's when I'm gonna get my car fixed. I don't have, like, I can't drive my car because it's broken. But, he's like, I can't drive my car, so I don't really have a ride, and I also need to be here when they come to fix it. And she's like, oh, but you know, I can't leave them alone here on a Monday. You have to be here, because then they're gonna be alone. And I'm like, I just told you I don't have a way to get to work. I don't have a way to get to work, and I need to be here to fix my car. How do you want me to get there? How do you want me to make it to work? You want me to walk? You want me to wake up at 3 a.m. and walk all the way to, because even though my job is like 6 minutes away by car, if I have to walk there, it'll take me 2 hours. 2 fucking hours. It takes me like 20 minutes. It takes me like 20 minutes by bike to get from here, from my house, halfway out of this like area of houses. In a car, it takes me 5 minutes. In a bike, it takes me 20. If I walk, that's gonna take me half an hour at least just to get halfway out of my house. Like, how do you want me to get to work, huh? What do you want me to do? And then just not bother about my car at all? Because you didn't give me a day off to actually fix shit either. Because I work until Wednesday. That's the last day that I was in the schedule for her to put. I got 54 hours in 1 week. Which I'm not complaining because I need the money quick because I want to get my PC. So I didn't complain about the hours. But when I have an emergency, it's my problem to deal with you not having people. Like, no, that's not my problem. I have an emergency. It's your job as a manager to take care of that shit. It's your job as a manager to have people to cover. To have people that can come in when no one else can. It's your job as a manager to take care of this shit, not mine. It's not my job to take care about who's going to cover my shift. If it's an emergency, if I just don't want to show up that day, I should find someone. Okay, like, hey, could you cover my shift? I don't want to go. Alright, but if it's an emergency where I literally can't go because of a literal emergency, like my car was shot and I need to fix it because if I drive my car with my window shattered, I'm going to get hurt. And then it's going to be even more expensive to fix my car because there's going to be glass in my windows, like all in there stuck, so it will be impossible to clean. And you want me to somehow show up to work. It's like, the managers don't think that you're a human being. Like, I don't know why every single one of these managers are all the fucking same. Like, it's not my job to take care of, to see who can or can't make the shift. That's your job. It's your job to hire people. It's your job to keep people. The reason that none of you bitches can keep people in your jobs is because you don't know how to maintain people. You don't treat people like humans. That's why you never have people to work for you. Because everybody fucking leaves. No one can stand working anywhere. Any fast food place. Because of how we are treated. I stand it because I'm just over it. I'm gonna do it for a couple months. Until I make enough through streaming. Because it's something I enjoy doing. And like, as soon as I earn any amount of money that I could use, like half of what I earn at Dunkin's, I'm gonna get less hours. The moment that I reach just as much, like at least the amount that I earn at Dunkin' Donuts in general, I'm going to quit. Because if I'm gonna earn the same thing I make while working my ass off with no one giving a shit about my health, if I'm gonna earn the same thing I earn that while doing something I love and helping other people, giving them entertainment and just enjoying and maybe helping people out through my streams, and I'm able to live off of that, that is a dream come true, because I'm already useless as shit. And streaming is the only thing I'm just like talking. It's the only thing I can do. I'm only good at just talking endlessly about useless shit. Like, I already talk to myself on a daily, like, now I just have to do it while playing video, like, when I play video games, I talk to myself on the daily. Now I just have to do it is in front of a camera. Like, it's just been one of those weeks where I'm one inconvenience away from stabbing myself in the neck with my car keys. It's just been one of those very stressful weeks. On the good note, I got a new set of tarot cards. I pre-ordered these last year. They were like $60. It was like a Fire Emblem 3 Houses themed. It has all 3 houses. It doesn't have Silver Wolf because they started making these before the DLC came out. But it's really nice. It's like a little neat box with like stuff, and then you pull it out. It's all very nice and professional. It has like colored inside. It comes with like a little ribbon and a little booklet that has like card designs and stuff, like actual like character designs, like how they were gonna draw things. And they have like explanations of like what the cards mean. I already like know how to read tarot card more or less, but these are helpful because every tarot deck is different. Not just in terms of the meanings, but just by the drawings and by the feelings that each single card gives you. Like, like, it's a different feeling. Like, in one deck, the magician might mean something, but in a different deck, the magician might give you, like, the basic meaning is the same, but it will give you a different energy. They're all different. I used them yesterday, and they are just very beautiful. Like, if you put them together, they're gold. It's like gold. It's really nice. The back is amazing. The box itself inside is covered in, like, nice little pattern. The back is beautiful, and the front as well, and then it glows. This one's right side up. This is the Death Knight as death. There are some choices here where I would would have made like a different choice in terms of character. Like, for example, there's the Empress. They made Rhea the Empress. And then they made the High Priestess, Edelgard. I would have made Edelgard the Empress, obviously, and I would have made Rhea the High Priestess, because that's what she is. Rhea doesn't consider herself an Empress, she considers herself a priestess. She's the High Priestess of, she technically is kind of like an emperor, but she is a priestess, first and foremost. So that's what, like, there's a couple, like, one or two choices in terms of characters that I'm not fond of. But, they made Edelgard the Queen of Swords, which is beautiful. Like, you have, him down there. Let's see. Gilbert is the Nine of Swords, which is kind of meaningful, because, he's someone who, gave up everything for his job. And the Nine of Swords is basically sacrificing things for what you think is right, even though sometimes it might not be it. Like, it's sacrificing things for your own beliefs, whether or not your beliefs are correct. And that's kind of represents with Gilbert. There's the Knight of Swords, which is Judith. Yeah, knights are very strong. They're very knowledgeable people, have a lot of experience. So it matches her. There's also Justice is the four saints, which makes sense because the four saints who fought for the justice of the world with Rhea back in time and all that stuff. They're very pretty. They're very nice. They have a very nice, good energy. So now I have two Fire Emblem themed. No, I have one Fire Emblem themed tarot deck and two Yu-Gi-Oh themed decks. I'm gonna keep it here at home. I already have a Yu-Gi-Oh deck that I have on my purse. I'm gonna keep this one here, and I also have my first ever themed deck. Well, like, good themed deck, because I have a bunch of others that a bunch of other decks that I used before, but these are the ones that I consider like my cards, especially these. These are some Yu-Gi-Oh themed cards that I got through pure luck, because the reason that I was able to get these, because it was also like a pre-order thing, like these. All of these themed, like, anime cards or whatever, they're very rare to find, because they're usually through pre-orders, like little events that like individual artists do, where they don't really get a profit from things. They just kind of all come together to, like, and then most of the money goes towards actually making these cards. So, like, the money that you give isn't to buy a product, is to make the product. A lot of the times that's, like, there is some revenue out of it, because, of course. But most of the money goes to actually process these things. And it's really cool. These were actually from a batch that was made wrong. So the creators of these specific cards, they didn't come in this box. This is just a premium collection box, tin box that I had from some Yu-Gi-Oh cards I bought like 7 years ago. But it's a good tin box. It's very pretty. And I have my Yu-Gi-Oh themed tarot cards in my Yu-Gi-Oh premium collection tin box. It's aesthetic. But that deck specific, because I was looking for like anime themed decks, because I felt like it would help me get to know the cards better and like learn how to read tarot better, and they have. and I was looking and I found a Yu-Gi-Oh one. I found that one. Because the majority, the Full Metal Alchemist one that I really wanted because I love the art, I couldn't get it because it was sold out. Like, it was just like a one-time thing. Like, if you didn't pre-order them when they did it, you're not going to get them. So I was like, fuck. And then I found these, and the reason I was able to get these is, like, they had finished the pre-orders, but the owner, like, the one that did it, that organized the thing, was selling them on Etsy, because this was a batch that came out wrong. So, like, the borders were supposed to be, like, these. So, you know, like, the little glow, they were supposed to, like, the border of the cards was supposed to have, were supposed to be, like, they were supposed to have a little silver border that was gonna make the cards silver. And it was, like, the misprint. So the company gave them the right ones after they got these, like, a whole batch of these defective ones. You know, they weren't the original design. The company sent them more, and they're like, well, we're just gonna sell these to get, you know, money out of them, because we're not gonna just keep the whole batch. And they were selling them, I think it was like $35 for the set, which is really good. I think it also came with, like, actually, no, I don't think it came with like a box or anything. It came with just like a regular box, like a deck box, and, like, it didn't have like a manual or anything, not that I remember. But they're still really good cards. They're some of my favorites. I'll have another one that I joined when it was pre-ordered. It took like 2 years for them to send it, but I'm not gonna, you know, last year COVID shit happened. But I ended up buying these like maybe around May. They had them on Twitter. Like, I saw it randomly on Twitter, or was it TikTok? No, I'm not Tumblr. I think it was either Tumblr or Twitter, but I'm pretty sure it was Twitter. Out of pure luck, I saw like these guys, the ones that were making these, they were like, oh, we're gonna be start these pre-orders start in like 20 days or whatever, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting, because they're making a Fire Emblem themed deck. Because I wanted to make a Fire Emblem themed deck, because I hadn't seen anyone making them, but I'm not a great artist, so I haven't made any other cards. Like, I know who I'm gonna make the major arcana based off of, and some of the like knights, kings, and queens, and pages. But I haven't actually drawn any of them, because I don't, you know, I'm not that great of an artist. So I'm very self-conscious with art, so I haven't really started. So I was really excited to get these, and I bought them, no big deal. Like, the moment that I could buy them, I bought them, like $60, but it was so worth it, because these have such great energy. They're so beautiful. The only downside is the size, because if you see, compared to like these are easy to shuffle. These are hella easy to shuffle. But these, look at the size difference. I have very small hands. This is like, so shuffling these is kind of hard. So I have to find out a new method to actually shuffle those, compared to like these. But other than that, very good cards, very high quality, very super happy with them. I used them last night to ask just some basic questions, and they are very good, very accurate, very nice. Very much in love with them. Want to use them more soon. Oh, you want to see my kitty cat? Look at my kitty cat. She's asleep on my bed. Baby. Ah, look at the camera, baby. She. She's adorable. She's been with me a lot lately. Something the night before the thing that on my car happened, she was acting very strange. She was kind of like touching my nose, trying to wake me up. You know, I wasn't paying attention because I was tired. I was under the influence of my sleeping meds, so I was kind of clocked out. Like, I wasn't asleep, but my brain was shut off. I was like no thought, head empty kind of. I was just kind of like paying attention, daydreaming, listening to music, and just daydreaming as I tried to fall asleep. And my cat was kind of like, Luna was kind of like scratching my face. And she did the same to my mom. She was trying to get my mom awake. And then it's like, oh, it's because she was trying to warn us that something bad was going to happen. because it's like, that's one of the main reasons why I got a cat and not a dog. It's because I wanted a familiar. Because, you know, I'm Wiccan. I'm pagan, so I wanted a familiar. And I made an offering to the Egyptian goddess of animals and familiars and beasts, you know, a Bast. I made an offering to her. I don't worship Egyptian gods, but I do respect them. I love working with them. They're very nice. They're very good. Very good. Like, if you respect them, they respect you back. You know, they're very chill. So I gave Bast an offering, and Bast was like, I got you. Showed me Luna. I saw her once at the pet store, because I was getting something, and then I'm like, I'm not ready to adopt yet, but if I see you again, I'm adopting you. Like, we made eye contact, and she had such beautiful eyes, and such beautiful fur, and I was like, because I was specifically looking for a black cat. I'm like, I want a black cat. I want a black cat. That's it. I don't want any other color. I want a black cat. And like 2 weeks later, when I was actually ready to adopt a pet, I went to like an adoption center, like because I wanted a kitty. I wanted a baby. But the thing is that all of the babies, they either had fleas, or, you know, they didn't really have the one of a color that I wanted, so most of them were light colored, and I wanted a black one. They had one black one that was kind of cute, and I wanted it, but it was already being adopted, so I'm just like, fuck. And I can't really take care of cats with fleas because I don't have a bathtub. I just have like a shower. I don't have a bathtub to actually, you know, clean them, and give them all the stuff that they need, you know, because you have to wash them with specific shampoo, like multiple times or whatever. And I'm like, I don't have the space to do that, so I should probably get an older one. So I went back to the pet store to be like, you know, I'm just gonna check if they have any new animals there, because they're always like changing. Maybe they have a new animal. They were all for adoption. Like, it's a pet store, but they were all the animals here for adoption, unless like the hamsters, you know, like all their cats were for adoption. So I go to the like where they were, and I saw Luna again, and I'm like, you know what? I'm adopting you. I saw you. I'm looking for a cat right now. You're a little bit too old, because she was like 2 years old, so she was already like a full grown cat. But I'm like, you know what? I don't care. You're coming with me. So I go and look up for a guy. He's like, hey, can I want to adopt a cat. And he's like, oh, okay. I got her. They gave, I had to pay like $25 as like a donation bonus. Like, I got for like a package where I got a bunch of shit for my cat for free. You know, it was mostly like a donation that I was giving, because I got the box. It was basically to buy the box where I could put my cat in. You know, it was like this cardboard box where like the cat was in, and that the little hole so they could like actually carry them and not they don't get hurt, or you don't get hurt. And then but I got a box of sand, like a huge box of like cat litter. I got a bunch of food. I got a bunch of toys, a bunch of shit for free. And then I got her, and since then she's been like really, like, it was hard to get close to her, because she has a lot of issues. Like, I can tell that she was probably abused with her previous family, because she gets very skittish anytime anybody makes a movement. But she's very caring. She's very sweet, and she has very, very strong magical sense. Like, she knows when I'm working. She, like, on stuff. She knows when I do things. She helps me out sometimes. Sometimes I take, like, a little snippet, like a teeny tiny little snippet of her fur from, like, the back where it's really long. Just, like, a little snippet to add to my spells, to give, like, a little bit extra, like, oomph to it, because cat hair is very, very good to heighten the potency of your spell, especially when the cat trusts you. Yeah, I just got like a little ching, just like a little snippet of her hair. I just add it to either candles or whatever the fuck I'm working on, and it heightens their things. Yeah, she's my baby. Let's see if she lets me. Venga. Oy. Look how she just sits. Look at that. Look at her little head. She lets just sit on me like that. See? She's such a sweet little baby. She's a little baby. Say hi to YouTube. Hi, YouTube. My little baby Luna. Tell them to subscribe, Luna. Tell them to subscribe to mommy. Subscribe to my mommy and come support me so that mommy can buy me food. So that mommy can buy me food. Ah! Hold on, I'll put you down. No, baby, don't be mean. Don't be mean. I'll put you down gently. There you go. Yeah, she's sometimes trying to like jump out, but I'm like, no, I just put you down. And I just like calm her down and I just place her down. And she like stares at me. She wants to go back up. And I'm like, no, you didn't want to be next to me. You didn't want me to carry you. Now you want me to carry you? Nah. Cats are so chill. They're so, like, I love dogs. I still love dogs. But cats are just so chill. They're so, like, relatable. They're just kind of sleep all day. And they just kind of stare at you like, don't fucking touch me. And it's like, same. Anyways, you heard what Luna said. Like and subscribe to put food on both of our plates. Because I am tired of being a slave to capitalism. Like, that they don't have any human decency to treat people like humans. So, yeah. Like and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts on anything that I mentioned. I think I've been so angry that I didn't even mention that SHINee had a comeback, and I've been listening to their album nonstop. It's a good song. I'm gonna make a video about it on my nerd corner, link in the description. My other YouTube channel where I talk about nerdy shit that I like. Yeah, so if you wanna see that, links in the description. I'm gonna go now so I can wallow in self-pity. Bye, see you next time.